Tonight you'll drink something older than civilization itself. Pause on that for a second, because scientists recently uncovered something about wine that completely changed how they understand why humans crave alcohol in the first place. And it has nothing to do with getting drunk. Wine was never invented. That sounds impossible. Someone must have made it, right? Mixed it, designed it. But archaeologists found something buried beneath the mountains of Georgia that forced them to rethink the entire timeline of human history. Imagine sealing crushed grapes inside a clay jar and forgetting about them. Weeks later, someone opens the lid. The smell is different now, sharper. The liquid inside is bubbling on its own, as if something alive is happening in the dark. A farmer, cautious, takes one sip. That sip changes everything. Here's what actually happened, and it's stranger than any myth. Grape skins are covered in invisible yeast. Nobody put it there. It's just always been there. That yeast starts eating the sugar inside the crushed fruit, and within days, sweet juice becomes something else entirely, without a single human doing anything at all. Scientists call this fermentation, but naming it doesn't make it any less bizarre. A living organism, invisible to the eye, quietly transforms fruit into a mind-altering liquid, and for thousands of years, nobody knew why. In 2017, a team led by archaeologist Patrick McGovern tested ancient pottery from Georgian sites and found the chemical fingerprint of wine baked into the clay. 8,000 years old, the oldest confirmed winemaking on Earth. Older than writing, older than the wheel, older than most of what you'd call civilization. But that's only half the story. You've probably heard that older wine is always better wine. That's not true. Most bottles are built to be opened within a few years, and if you wait too long, they don't improve. They collapse. The fruit fades. The structure breaks down. Sometimes bacteria even turn it into something closer to vinegar. Age isn't the secret. Only a small percentage of wine was ever designed to survive time at all. That should have ended the story. It didn't. Because the real mystery isn't in the bottle. It's inside you. Follow the liquid past your lips, and something strange happens almost immediately. Alcohol doesn't wait to be digested like food. It slips directly through the lining of your mouth and stomach. Within minutes, it's inside your bloodstream, and it's already heading somewhere specific, your brain. For centuries, nobody knew what alcohol was actually doing inside the skull. Scientists eventually realized it hijacks the brain's own braking system, a calming chemical called GABA, and quiets down an activating one called glutamate. That's the loosening you feel, the lowered guard, the easier laugh. But your brain isn't just relaxing, it's rewarding you. A region called the nucleus accumbens releases dopamine, the same circuit triggered by food, by connection, by things your body considers worth repeating. Your brain treats a glass of wine the way it treats a win. Wait, why would it do that? Here's where it gets stranger. Your liver, trying to protect you, doesn't just clear the alcohol away. It first converts it into something called acetaldehyde, a compound that's actually more toxic than the alcohol itself. Your body then rushes to break that down too into something harmless, but that process takes time, roughly 1 hour per standard drink. Drink faster than that, and the toxic compound builds up. This is where your next morning comes from. Not just from the alcohol, from your own body's defense reaction to it. A 2019 study from researcher Joris Verster at Utrecht University found something almost nobody expects. How rough your hangover feels has less to do with how much you drank, and more to do with how efficiently your individual body clears that toxic byproduct, how dehydrated you got, and how badly your sleep got disrupted. Alcohol crushes your deep sleep in the first half of the night, then rebounds violently in the second half. You can sleep 8 full hours and still wake up feeling like you barely slept at all. But here's what's truly strange. None of this should exist. Why would evolution build a reward system around something that can damage the body that carries it? Because for most of human history, alcohol wasn't dangerous the way it can be now. It was rare, seasonal, limited to ripening fruit and lucky accidents in clay jars. Nobody could binge the way a person can today because there was no store around the corner. Your brain's wiring is still ancient. Your environment isn't. There's an even older explanation waiting underneath this one. Biologist Robert Dudley at UC Berkeley proposed something called the drunken monkey hypothesis. The idea is unsettling in its simplicity. Primates, including the ancestors you descended from, evolved to love the smell of fermenting fruit. Because that smell meant something valuable nearby. Sugar, calories, survival. Small traces of alcohol in overripe fruit weren't a warning sign back then. They were a beacon. Follow the smell. Find the food. That instinct may be sitting so deep in the primate brain that it still fires today. Every single time the scent of wine drifts up from a glass held near your face. So when you drink tonight, ask yourself what's really happening. Rotting fruit became fine dining. Chaos in a clay jar became a multi-billion-dollar industry. A drunken monkey following a smell through the trees became a person swirling a glass under restaurant lighting. Same instinct, different costume. Your GABA responds the way it always has. Your liver processes the toxin the way it always has. Your brain rewards you the way it rewarded a primate that hadn't discovered fire yet. The only thing that's changed is the label. And the price tag. Wine didn't survive for 8,000 years because humans perfected it. It survived because evolution had already prepared your brain to welcome it, long before civilization ever existed to bottle it.